What's up, guys? Welcome to Walk Talk Football, the show where we talk about everything that's on your mind. This week, we're going to be talking Champions League, Premier League, MLS. As you can see, I'm not Heath Pearce. He just welcomed his second child in the world. Shout out Heath for bringing Carolina into this mundo. All right, you got me, so let's walk. First up is Davey. I think the Arsenal board will wait out to see how the team does in Europa League before deciding whether or not to sack Wenger. Should the board wait it out or give Wenger the boot now? Walk Talk Football. P.S. Congrats on the baby, Heath. Hope it's healthy. Arsenal, man, this one hurts me deeply as an Arsenal fan. It's not a surprise. We've seen how Arsenal have fallen off over the years, but now it's in really, really bad straits. What should Arsenal do now? In my opinion, I think they should give it a little time, see how he does in Europa. If they crash out of Europe, if they crash out, don't make top four, I don't think that's the worst for a new manager to come in, start with a clean slate. So I think give him a little time. He's done everything for the club, so you got to show him some respect, usher him out with some respect. So I think give him a little time to figure it out, maybe do well in Europa, but see the season out. So I think he's got to go out on a relatively high note. Oh, God. Oh, that one hurts. Chelsea's players just gave up against Man City. Have you ever seen that before? I've seen it a couple times. I've seen it in college. I've seen it in some youth league games. I've seen it in a couple pro matches, but the way that City just passed them into the ground, it was like you just saw the light go out of Chelsea's players' eyes. Every time, they knew that if they did press, Chelsea were just gonna play 4 or 5 passes in and out and then be through on goal. Sorry, yeah, City would. Thank you, Sam. That's why we keep you around. Chelsea knew that City would just play a few combinations and just be through in on goal again. They dominated them so much that Chelsea were just scared to do everything. They were literally walking like I am right now because they knew the second they pressed, they were going to get buried. Jorge says, does PSG still have a chance? Yes, but it's a very slim one. I think that they did get the away goal, which was huge. They're coming back to Paris. They need 2 goals and to keep Real Madrid out of the back of the net. So that's a tough task. I don't know if anyone in the world right now feels confident about doing that. I think PSG have a tiny chance, but I don't really see it happening for them, especially without Neymar, who he destroyed PSG last year. They put him in a PSG shirt, and now he's broken. So I don't give them a chance. Messi does it again for his 600th. Are they destined for the treble? Man, it looks like if this was gonna be a treble year, it looks like this might be it. Messi has been absolutely absurd. He's been doing Messi things. Luis Suarez is back scoring incredible amounts. He's back. It looks like he's on top form. He started off really, really slowly this year, but it looks like that team is starting to figure it out a little bit, and Messi has been so absurd. He got his 600th goal. The league is all but assured. Copa del Rey, I think obviously they have a chance there, but Champions League is obviously the biggest one, but I put them as probably my favorites right now for Champions League, so Treble's definitely on. Oscar asks, what should be the main priority of U.S. soccer at least the next 2 years, U.S. men's national team? That's a very tough question. I think for me personally, the biggest thing is to make meaningful progress on grassroots development. We talk a lot about players falling through the cracks, but what does that mean? How do we fix it? I think we have a lot of work to do in our infrastructure. Primarily, one of the biggest things is pay to play. I think once we can figure out how to kind of bust through that gap, I think getting players into the game and keeping them in the game early, where that's access to training, safe places to play. I think getting futsal, one of the biggest things for me would be to get futsal courts on basketball courts around metro centers in this country. It's kind of a small thing, but it's an easy fix to ensure that kids can always play soccer no matter where you go. If there's a basketball court, there should also be a soccer court. That might start some fights between basketball players and soccer players, but also might start a little exchange. I also think we should implement, with that huge surplus we have, regional training centers around this country where where kids are able to be identified alongside the existing academy system with a national training system center. Kind of like Germany did it. It's a lot more complicated in this country because it's so much bigger, but we do have to kind of try and follow that Germany blueprint. What do you think of LAFC's opening match? What a goal. I mean, that's the perfect start to a franchise, right? Obviously, they didn't get to start at home, but they went away to Seattle, which is an incredible atmosphere, huge stadium, rowdy fans, probably some of the best atmosphere in this country, and they brought a huge traveling contingent, and then they get their goal. They get it from Diego Rossi, 19-year-old kid. They brought him from Uruguay, who you want it to be exciting. You want one of your new signings to play. Carlos Vela did well. So I mean, honestly, it couldn't have gone any better. You saw the jubilation from the ownership group, all those fans right after the game. But shout out LAFC, man. That's the way you wanted to start. Giancarlo asks, is Toronto versus Tigres the anticipated final for CONCACAF, and which is the most balanced, unbalanced tie of the tournament? Toronto Tigres is probably the most balanced tie, and it's good enough to be a final. I think we're in the quarters now. I'd love to see Toronto win the CONCACAF Champions League, bring that trophy home, especially for MLS, for everything over here. And this is a huge test against the Tigres team that has been absolutely incredible. They have so much history. They've been so strong continentally. Most unbalanced, probably I'd say Club America Tauro. No disrespect to Tauro, small little club from Panama. Done well to get this far, but Club America are second in the league right now. They're playing well, and Tauro they don't face that kind of caliber competition on the regular basis. So no disrespect, I'm gonna make that one the most unbalanced of the tournament, or of this stage so far. Max asks, what do you think about Liga MX stopping relegation? I think it's really interesting. I'm not gonna pretend to be a Liga MX expert, so I'm not sure fully what the reasons are. I know they already have a very interesting relegation system. There's not only playing qualifications, you also have to meet like stadium size, maybe revenue, there's a bunch of stuff that goes into it. So it's interesting that they're stopping it. I don't know if it's permanently or if it's just because, I don't know. So I think I'm keeping an eye on it. I want pro rel, just gonna say that out. Like, if you've ever followed me, you know that I want pro rel in this country, and I keep a very close eye on Mexico and every country that uses pro rel to see how it works for them. But yeah, so it's really interesting. Now, haters. This is Heath's favorite part. I too love the haters. Because Heath has been the one in here, I had to pick a couple different haters. One of them was Tim Levitt, who said, when Juve get bounced from Champions League, what will your excuse be? Number one, don't count us out. Tottenham, Spurs, little club, tiny little clubs, haven't done much yet. I don't think Juve has been good at all this year, but I wouldn't count them out yet. So if they do get bounced, I'll be right here, standing. I haven't been the happiest with Juve this year, so I'll be right here if they do get bounced. But if they don't, I'm coming for you, Tim. Onion sandwich. You guys don't even cover MLS on a regular basis. Pass. It is a little difficult to cover the league when they're not playing. Everything that happens when they're playing, we're on top of. Big off-season moves, when they happen, we're on top of them. But if the league's not in, it's a little bit tough to have daily news on it. So sorry, Onion. But everything that happens when we're in season and that matters, we'll be right on top of. So thank you, bud. Edgardo Heredia, could the producer do a better job of picking the questions so Heath doesn't ramble the same answers for multiple questions? I am a producer, I'm sorry. We try to pick the most representative questions for everything that's going on in the soccer world, and to be honest, I think Heath does a great job for it. So, all right, Edgardo, I'm watching you too, my guy. That's gonna be just about it, guys. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having me. Get down in the comments, let us know what you think. Walk Talk Football. Shout out Heath and Carolina.